Shalom, children. In today's episode on the Punchkees, Grandpa Simcha will tell you a story that you never heard. The story is about sand that killed people in a war, just like bows and arrows. Right? Right? You never heard such a story? But as usual, Gil misses hearing the story from Grandpa Simcha, and he asks Shimmy to tell me the story. And then they both try to use sand in the way it was used in the story. So, we have lots of surprises in this episode. Will Gil and Shimmy's sand turn into arrows? Yes or no? And you'll see the scaredy cat Zippy, who's even afraid of tiny dogs. Let's watch it together.
Scary.
What happened?
Oh, she saw some dog. She got very scared and started to run.
Well, you were also frightened.
What are you talking about? I wasn't frightened. I'm not afraid of dogs.
Well, so why did you run?
Because you startled me, and so I also started running.
There's no reason to be afraid of dogs. They're very cute.
Grandpa, it was so small. I think it was a poodle.
Zippy, really? So why are you afraid of a poodle?
Oh, it came here in my leg, and I thought it...
Well, she thought it was going to lick her foot. Yuck.
I think the dog just wanted to play with you, Zippy.
Zippy really scared me. She ran and ran and ran till here without stopping at all.
If I would run like that when I raced, I would always win.
So for the next race, bring along a dog.
No. There's no need at all.
It's very funny.
Do you know what this reminds me of? This week's Parsha.
What? A dog? Where's there a dog in this week's Parsha?
In this Parsha, there were men who were afraid, and they frightened some very brave people.
Someone who gets frightened isn't brave at all.
You were also scared before.
Before? That's different. It was because you started to run.
I have a story about this, with giants and kings.
In this week's Parsha?
You want to hear it?
Sure.
Kedarla Omer was a very strong king who ruled over many nations. He fought many wars, and he won them all. Every nation he conquered had to bring him a large amount of money every year. Many years passed, and nobody dared to fight against Kedarla Omer.
What, they didn't stand up to him? They should have at least tried to fight him.
He had a very strong army. They were all afraid of him. Until one day, they decided to rebel. They didn't want to bring him any more money. 1 year passed with no one bringing him money. Kedarla Omer sent messengers to the people with a stern warning. But he still waited, and he didn't go out to fight. So another year passed, and another. In all, 13 years went by, and the nations wouldn't give in, and they didn't pay him Kedarla Omer. The 14th year, Kedarla Omer had enough with all these games. He decided to go and fight all these nations.
Did he have a big army, Grandpa?
A gigantic army. And he also called 3 kings with whom he was friendly to join him.
Wow. A strong army and 4 kings.
The 4 kings were Kedarla Omer, the king of Elam, Amraphel, the king of Shinar, Arioch, the king of Elasar, and Tidal, the king of Goyim.
What scary names.
Okay, and who were the rebels?
There were 5 of them. Bera, the king of Sdom, Birsha, the king of Amorah, Shin'al, the king of Admah, Shemever, the king of Tzivoim, and the king of Bela.
5 against 4.
The armies met near the Dead Sea, and they started to fight. In a short time, the 4 kings were beating the 5 kings. The 5 kings, with their armies, started running away. Some ran to hide in the mountains, and some kept running until they reached the valley of Siddim. There a very, very unpleasant surprise awaited them. The valley of Siddim was full of lime.
Oh, that's like the cement used to build houses, and it's used in between the bricks.
The valley of Siddim was full of lime. The king started sinking into the lime. "Save us! Help!" they cried. Nobody heard them, and no one came to save them. Only one king escaped, the king of Sdom.
What? How did he get out of the lime? Well, he must have had outside help. You can't get out of a lime pit by yourself.
Our father Abraham was there and helped him out of the lime.
What was Abraham doing there?
Avram was not involved in the war, but he was forced to join it.
Why? What happened? Someone force him?
Tell me, have you ever heard of Og?
Yes, he was the tallest person ever.
Ah, and Og was also in this war. He was saved, and he ran to tell Abraham that the four kings had won the war and they took all the men as slaves.
But why would Abraham care about it at all?
Among the men who were captured was Lot, Abraham's nephew. He had left Abraham and gone to live in Sodom.
What did Abraham do? Now it was his war too, since they took Lot.
As soon as Abraham heard about it, he gathered all the people in his house and his servants, and he told them that he had to fight against the four kings. But his servants were afraid. They didn't want to fight. When Abraham heard that they were afraid, he said everyone who was scared should stay at home.
No, they were right to be afraid to fight against such a powerful army.
That's why Abraham told them to stay home. This way they wouldn't frighten the brave men. Because when one person starts to be afraid, he gets everyone frightened.
You see, just like what Sippy did to me earlier.
Right. If you hadn't gotten scared, Sippy, then Shimmy wouldn't have been afraid either.
But I was scared.
Grandpa, what weapons did Abraham's army have?
Abraham didn't have any weapons at all. He went out to fight with just some sand and pebbles.
And he thought with that he would beat the army of the four kings?
The sand and the pebbles turned into arrows and swords.
But how was that enough? Abraham didn't have such a big army.
But Abraham was a very smart man. He planned his attack very well. He got to the enemy camp late at night when everybody was sleeping.
But what about the guards?
They were all tired. They had fought all day long and they wanted to sleep. All of a sudden, noise, commotion.
Abraham's army came to capture the camp.
Everybody jumped up from their beds and started to run away.
Even the brave men, because they were scared.
And that's how Abraham beat a very large and strong army and freed Lot.
Wow, what a battle. What a plan.
Oh, children, I'm tired of all these wars. And I'm hungry. Let's go inside, okay?
Grandpa, what's for lunch?
Let's see what's in the fridge.
Maybe we'll find some candy?
Shimmy, we're talking about lunch, not a snack.
Yeah, but I meant for dessert, Grandpa.
I'll look in the pantry. You eat lunch, okay?
I want schnitzel and French fries.
I think I have schnitzel, but French fries?
What, you don't have French fries, Grandpa?
Of course I do. What do you think? Grandfathers don't like French fries?
Right, we'll have French fries.
Oh, so let's eat.
Hi, Gil. Where have you been? We went to Grandpa Simcha. He told us such a great story.
Oh, I always miss Grandpa Simcha's stories. Next time, call me, okay?
Okay, you know what? I'm going to him soon.
Just a minute. What story did he tell?
He told about a war between kings and a giant named Og, and about sand that turned into swords.
What? Sand that turned into swords?
Yes, that's what Grandpa Simcha told us.
Where do we find this sand? Who has it?
Our father Abraham had this sand. That's how he beat the four kings.
Oh, okay. So Avram had this sand, but I'm sure there isn't sand like this anywhere.
Who says? Maybe the sand right here is just like that.
What? Here? Oh, the sand in my yard? Oh, are you sure? Right next to my house? I have this kind of sand, and I don't even know about it.
Have you ever tried throwing the sand into the air? Maybe it'll turn into swords.
No, I never tried. I think you'd have to say abracadabra, or manavka, or shazam, baboom, or something. Well, maybe not. Wait a sec. I'll take a little now from the bottom, okay? Hold on. Is it? Now you'll see the swords I have in my hands. 1, 2, 3. Ah! What's this? It didn't turn into swords. Oh.
Maybe you didn't do it right?
What? You said throw it into the air. It'll turn into swords, right?
Yes, but
So where are the swords?
the sand in your yard isn't right. We need to ask Grandpa Simcha what sand to use. He'll know for sure. Let's go ask him.
Okay.
You know what, Gil? I think it'll definitely work with sand from Grandpa Simcha's
No
yard.
swords are gonna fall on me. Maybe a little sand.
Why? This time I'll try. You'll see how it works.
Oh, twice in one day.
But it didn't work last time for you. Let me try, huh? Okay, I'll pick up sand. And maybe you better move away a little if you don't want any swords to fall on you.
Oh, the sand in your yard is spoiled. It didn't work.
Okay, watch. Whoa!
So what does it have to do with?
Shimmy, what are you doing with the sand in my yard?
Grandpa, we were trying to turn your sand into swords like our father Avram did.
You also threw sand, and it didn't work either.
Oh, to turn sand into swords. My sand isn't spoiled. It's got nothing to do with the sand.
Who was watching the chest?
The important thing is who throws the sand.
Ah, I told you. It didn't work because you threw the sand.
It was full of sand. Oh, they're gonna kill Nachum.
Because neither of you needed this miracle.
Oh, it was a miracle.
Sure, Shimmy. Sand can only turn into swords by a miracle. And you didn't need a miracle. Only someone who really needs a miracle and has great merit is granted a miracle.
Oh, now it's clear why it didn't work.
Not only Avram was granted this miracle.
What? It happened for someone else?
Yes, Nachum Ish Gamzu.
What kind of a name is that?
He was called that because Nachum Ish Gamzu would always say, no matter what happened, Gamzu Latova, this too is for the best. He'd review again and again that whatever Hashem does is for the best.
What? He said that about bad things too?
About anything that happened. At that time, a cruel, evil king ruled over the Jews in Israel. One day, the Jews decided to send the king a big present, hoping that the king would stop his evil decrees. Jews wondered, with whom can we send this precious present? No, on whom can we rely? And they decided the best present to send was Nachum Ish Gamzu.
And what was the present?
They gave Nachum a large, beautiful chest full of diamonds and jewels. Nachum went on his way to the king. He walked day and night till he reached a city where he wanted to rest. He went into a hotel, got into bed, and fell into a deep sleep.
Did they kill him?
When Nachum entered the hotel, two crooks saw him. They immediately understood there was a great treasure in this chest.
Ooh, Nachum Ish Gamzu was asleep. They'll steal it
Two
all.
entered his room and emptied the treasure from the chest. They filled it with sand so that Nachum wouldn't realize what had happened. In the morning, Nachum woke up and continued on his way to the king.
He didn't check that the treasure was still there?
No, Nachum was a good man. He didn't believe anyone would steal from him. Nachum kept going till he reached the palace gates. "Who are you?" asked the guard. He answered, "I have a present for the king from the Jews of Israel." The guard opened the palace gates, and Nachum went in.
Ooh, what happened next?
Well, immediately they took the chest and they put it in front of the throne. "What's this?" asked the king. "A precious present from the Jews in Israel." "Open the chest right now," commanded the king.
So it worked.
The chest was opened, and it was full of sand. The king got so angry he turned crimson. "What's this?" roared the king. "Did you come to make fun of me? Guards, take this man," said the king, "and kill him. I'll show these Jews in Israel what happens when you make fun of the king."
Did Nachum say that this too was for the best?
Nachum was very surprised to see that sand was in the chest instead of the diamonds. But as usual, he said, "This too is for the best."
Because he said about everything, this too is for the best.
The guards wanted to kill Nachum right away, just like the king had commanded. Suddenly, one of the king's servants approached the king and said, "My king, It can't be the Jews sent this in order to make fun of the king. It must be a secret weapon. I heard that the father of the Jews, Avraham, fought once against 4 kings with sand, and he beat them. Maybe the Jews sent this magical sand to the king?
I bet the king didn't believe it.
But the king agreed to try it out. He took some sand from the chest and threw it into the air, and immediately it turned into swords and arrows. The king was thrilled with his present, and he commanded his men to let Nachum go.
The servants saved Nachum ish Gamzu.
It was the prophet Eliyahu who came to help Nachum ish Gamzu. You know why Nachum ish Gamzu merited being saved by the prophet Eliyahu?
So, if we always say, this too is for the best, then we'll also be able to turn sand into swords?
It could be, but Jimmy, why do you need swords? Maybe it would be better if instead of swords the sand would turn into new toys?
This too is for the best. Oy! I almost fell and broke my head. Ooh!
This too is for the best.
What? What's going on? They turned my whole room into a big mess. What a mess.
This too is for the best.
You know, I'm tired.
This too is for the best.
Tell me, you want to sleep over by me?
This too is for the best.
Oh, I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten all day.
This too is for the best.
Oh, maybe you can stop saying this too is for the best every minute.
This too is for the best. I want to be like Nachum ish Gamzu too.
Really? So I accidentally knocked your school bag into the water. And this too is for the best.
Well, this too is for the best. What happened to you that you knocked my briefcase into the water?
Well, I did knock it into the water.
But all my notebooks and school books must be soaking wet.
Oh, yeah.
How will I do my homework? Really?
Oh, you see? You see, Gil? It's easy to say this too is for the best about things that happen to other people.
Okay, so this too is for the best, but how did you knock my bag into the water? I don't understand. Can't you be responsible? I just asked you to take my briefcase home for me. So what? You couldn't hold it in your hand. You had to drop it into the water. Come on.
Gil, I was just making a point. I didn't knock your briefcase into the water. I just wanted to tell you, you don't say this is the best about someone else's problems, only about your own.
Yeah, but if I remember correctly, I said that this too is for the best. Yes, for sure. About my own problem. I said this is also for the best, and I didn't get angry.
You didn't say this too is for the best, and don't you realize how angry you got?
Don't exaggerate. I didn't scream. I said this too is for the best. Very quietly.
Yeah, very quiet. Just nerves.
Okay.
No big deal.
All right, I'm not sure if I should believe you. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go home to see if anything happened to my briefcase.
Oh, okay, go check.
And don't forget to say this too is for the best.